here's a nice little reputation maker. Let's start off by shuffling the cards. Alright, so instead of you going ahead and choosing a card from the deck, I'm going to have you think of any number between 10 and 20. Okay, and you can say it out loud. It can be completely a free choice. Let's say you pick out the number 16. Okay, I'll deal down 16 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's make the selection a little bit more random. We'll add the 2 digits that make up the number 16, 1 and 6, and that will give up the number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7th card. Take a look at that card. Got it? Memorize that card and don't forget it. And of course, we'll shuffle the deck once more and really lose the card inside the middle of the deck. Just like this. So, now, I'm going to try and find your card, not with sleight of hands, but through mind reading. I'm going to try and read your mind. What I want you to do is look closely to my eyes, into my eyes, and think. Burn the image of your card. Alright? I think I got it. Your card that you chose was the Ace of Spades, wasn't it? That's pretty cool, right? Now, however, that's not the end of the trick. It goes further than that. Let's spell out the Ace of Spades. A-C-E. We'll skip of because that's an irrelevant word. Spades, S-P-A-D-E-S. And just like that, you find your card, the Ace of Spades. Now that's pretty cool, but it's not the end of the trick. It goes further than that. The pile that made up the word ace, A-C-E, has all the aces gathered. The pile that had spades spelt out, all of the cards are entirely made of the suit spades. Now that would be an awesome conclusion to the trick. However, the trick goes further than that. Let's take out one card, a random card there. You can also help me choose a card. Let's say you choose out this card. Let's take on another random card. Let's say this one. And let's say you take out this one as well. Okay. Now you might be wondering what these 4 cards have any relevance to. Now you'll see that it wouldn't just be a good trick if you didn't have a royal flush in it. And that's it. That is the trick. Let's learn it. Now before we begin, the trick itself is done by a stacked deck. Okay, what you're going to have is the 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 of spades on the very top, and then the ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, and then the ace of spades. Now you need to make sure that the ace of spades is the 4th and last spades, or 10th card from the top of the deck. Okay, and then right after you have a king, a queen, and jack, and a 10 of spades, and that is the stacked order. And after that, it's a completely self-working trick. Let's learn it. So this trick is completely self-working. It's very simple. At the end of the tutorial, I'll show you an alternate ending that you can use that I came up with. But for now, let's learn how to perform this. So, you can start off by some kind of false shuffles or false cuts that you know. This will really convince them that the cards are mixed up. Okay. At this point, instead of you having the card chosen, you're going to use something called the 10-20 count force. Basically, what it is the card you want to force is 10th from the top of the deck. Now, the 10th card from the top of the deck in this case is the ace of spades. Okay, right there. And then you're going to ask them to pick out any number from between 10 and 20. And it can be any number. Let's say they pick the number 12, then you're going to deal down 12 cards. Okay, and then what you're going to do right after is add the digits that make up the number that they chose. In this case, 12. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And you're going to deal down 3 cards from this pile. And the third card, or the last card that you're going to deal down, is going to be their ace of spades that you're going to force on them. Okay, tell them to memorize it. Put the ace right on top of the pile that you counted down onto. Put the rest of the cards on top, and put the rest of the deck right on top of the, rest of the pile on top of the deck. And you'll be in a position where there's the 3 aces, and then 2 of spades to 7 of spades, ace, king, queen, jack, and 10. Okay, just like that, and that'll be your position. Now, you can do another false shuffle if you like. Okay, let's say you do some kind of false shuffles to really make it look as if it's mixed up, and you're going to go ahead and do some kind of mind reading. Okay, just act like you're looking into their minds, and after a few seconds say, I think I got your card, it's the ace of spades, and then they'll give you a shocked reaction, and that's good. But then you're going to say, the trick doesn't end there, it goes further than that. So you're going to tell them that you're going to spell ace of spades, and then you're going to deal them 3 cards, A, C, E, onto one side. Now you tell them the word of is irrelevant in this case. You're going to skip that, and you're going to spell spades, S-P-A-D-E-S. And then you're going to turn the card right next to it, and then you'll be their ace. And that will be another great reaction that you'll get. Now you tell them, this is a great trick if it ends here, but it doesn't end there. It goes further than that. And you tell them that the pile that you spelled ace from are all aces, in fact. And then the pile that spelled spades are indeed all spades. And that will get you another great reaction, okay? Because it keeps on hitting you, bang, 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 and it's just such a great trick that just goes on and beats their expectations over and over again. Okay, and then lastly, you're going to say, now it will be an awesome conclusion to the trick if you end it here, but it goes further than that. And then you're going to practically just deal down 4 cards from the top of the deck, but I found it to be kind of not as magical if you just deal down the top 4 cards. So sometimes I like to do some kind of false cuts, put down 1 card, have them choose a card out for me, do some kind of riffle force. Okay, and if you want, you can even do some kind of a classic force, and just deal down 4 cards in any manner you like. You can just deal it down if you really want. Okay, and at this point, you're going to say, now, a trick wouldn't just be a trick if there was no royal flush. It wouldn't be a good trick without it. And then you reveal that the 10, jack, queen, and king of spades are aligned with the ace, and you show a royal flush. And that's it. That's the end of the trick. Now I'll show you an alternate ending that you can use, that I came up with, that uses a full deck of cards. So here is the preparation you need for the alternate ending of the trick. Basically what it does is use the whole entire deck, and the very ending includes a part where you show that all the suits are in fact not mixed up but separate in numerical order. Okay, so for that to happen, what you're going to use, you're going to need to divide the pack into numerical order. The very top cards are the same, and then from there you're going to have 2 to king of diamonds stacked in one pile, 2 to king of clubs in another pile, and 2 to king of hearts in another pile. Okay, and then you're going to have the 8 of spades and 9 of spades. Now how you're going to work this is the diamonds is going to go at the very bottom, the clubs is going to go right on top, and the hearts are going to go right on top of those. The 9 of spades is going to go at the very bottom, 8 of spades right above it, and the rest of the stacked pack just on top. Okay, and that is the preparation you're going to need. So one last time, 7 to 2 of spades, the 4 aces with the ace of spades at the very bottom, the king, queen, jack, and 10 of spades, and then the 8 of spades, then 2 to king of hearts, 2 to king of clubs, 2 to king of diamonds, and then the 9 of spades. Okay, and you want to just practically do the same thing. Now in here, you're not going to be able to do any false shuffles unless you know of false shuffles such as the truffle shuffle. Okay, you can obviously do some kind of false cuts, and that is better than nothing. And after you've done that, you do the 10 to 20 count forth. Let's say they choose a number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Deal 2 cards down because 1 plus 1 is 2. 1, 2, showed up the ace of spades. Put it right on top of the pile. put the rest of the deck right on top. Okay, and you're just going to go on with the original pattern of the trick. And then you're going to say you want to read their mind. It's the ace of spades, and then you're going to spell the ace and then spades, S-P-A-D-E-S. Then reveal the ace of spades. Reveal that the one pile has all aces. Reveal that the second pile has all spades. Now you can do whatever you want to reveal the royal flush at this point. Okay, you can do some kind of force if you want, or you can just deal them out. And then normally this is where the trick ends. Now if you want to go on further, this is what I came up with. You say, now, well, you see, the spades is incomplete. There's a big gap from 7 to 10 that needs to be filled up. Okay, and what you're going to do is, since the 8 and the 9 are at the bottom, you're going to do a move that practically is used in the trick quick as a wink. Basically, you're holding the deck with the fingers at the bottom and the thumb on top, and you're just going to toss the cards onto the opposite hand. Okay, and the friction caused by the fingers and the cards are going to stick the top and bottom card into your right hand, into your left hand in this case, and you're just going to be left with 2 cards. So in face-up position, this is what it looks like. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, just like that. Of course, you're going to do this face down, and then just like that, you show the 2 cards. Okay, and you want to put them right there if you want. To close it up if you don't have enough space, and then say, of course, this would be a good ending to a trick, but the trick goes further than that. And then at this point, there's 2 ways to end the trick. You can do some kind of false shuffles, and then you can immediately spread out the cards and show that all the suits are in numerical order. Okay, just like this. Or you can, while you're talking, you can just riffle up the cards until you see the very first king. Okay, the king of hearts. And then you're just going to break it off, or you can ask them to call it stop, put it right beside the ace, do the same thing, break it right off, break it off, and the pattern is all up to you. You can use whatever pattern you want. And then you're going to take the cards, take the ace, flip it over. In this situation, you're just going to put the ace on top, flip the cards over and spread. Take the ace, put it right on top, spread. Take the ace, put it right on top and spread. And show that all the cards have been separated into their respective suits and in numerical order. And that's it. You will get a tremendous amount of reaction if you do this ending. However, it is a little bit more time consuming. Okay, so it's completely up to you. If you think the crowd is not going to enjoy a time consuming trick like this, you can always end it after the royal flush. But if you want to go on, here's a nice little additional ending you can use. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it.